Yeah. Uh, Good morning and good evening, guys. So we started Docker, right? Guys, are you there?
Yes, Vinod.
Nadeem, Ankit, Anita, Chef.
Yeah,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. So yesterday we covered the theory part. Yeah, tell me.
Did you get a message from her? I can't pronounce her name. That is bad. She left a message.
Who?
I think she left a message yesterday in the chat room
Anita.
that she's not able to join.
Oh, Anita, na?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, no problem. Okay. So yesterday we covered the theory part, right? Okay. Now we will start the exact hands-on things and all. Installation of the Docker and everything we will start. So Docker, okay, so we covered all these things. The installation part, okay. So first we need to configure the yum. So we already configured yum server, yellow dog update modify uh, in Linux only we done already, and in the Ansible also I taught again. Okay, yum configuration you have to do, that is mandatory, guys. So and it is a easy process to install any package in the Linux operating systems. Okay, so yum. Next, after that, so through yum only we are going to install. It is very easy. So first we need to go with this one. So first we need to go with this command. Before that, let me go with the yum update also. You can update your system also. Yum update it. No package is marked to update. Nothing is to update. So it was up to date. And so after that, you can go with this also. Okay. So after that, you give this command yum install yum utils. So some dependencies we have to solve here. So for that, you have to give this one. Same copy paste and give this command. Okay. And after that, so you have to give the exact link of this one. Okay. So copy. So if you give the exact link in the browser, no. Okay, so you will get that links also. You can navigate like this also. Otherwise, no need. So otherwise, view this one only. Directly you will get download also. Anyway, any steps you want, you can follow. See, directly it is downloading. See, okay. So here for Docker we have two types, like Docker Enterprise Edition and Docker Community Edition. Okay, Community Edition means Docker CE is a community. EE means Enterprise Edition. Okay. And so same as it is, command paste it and giving the terminal. Okay, as it is you have to paste like this and hit enter. Okay, so I pasted only http. You have to paste entire thing. Okay, so paste and hit enter, then it will install automatically. And final step, now we have to install this, and all dependencies and the configurations, we have to give all these things before installing. And after that, by using the yum command, so we are going to install the Docker. Okay, so like this, yum install. Okay, Docker. What is the version? C. I mean type. Here is community edition. Okay, two types will be there. Here I'm going with the community edition. Enterprise edition, mainly they will do, the companies they will go with the enterprise edition. For the practice, this is the best one. Okay, so go with the commit edition, and you can give Y here also. You can give wherever you want. You can give. So once you hit enter, it is going to install. Okay, so here in Linux, once installing the package, so it's not running the package actually. Okay, so if you want to run the package, so we have to go and check the status first, and whether it is running or not, and after that we have to give. If it is not running, we have to start the Docker, then only it will run. So only the installing is not same as running the Docker. Not only Docker, any software, any package. Okay, that I will tell you. And so I installed Docker here. Now it is working. You can verify with the different commands whether it is Docker engine is working and which version it is using and everything. If you want to verify, so we can go with the commands like Docker version. If you go with the version, no, it will give you all the things. See, here we have the client and the Docker engine, both it is giving the version and the API version, all the things it is giving here. Okay, so and you can give, if you want to go with only version, then give the Docker. Every time we have to give here Docker. In Git we are giving Git, right? Here we are giving a Docker. In the Maven also we are giving MVN. So like that here we have to give Docker. So like this also you can give. What is that? Hyphen version also you can give. Previous command I didn't give any hyphen. Okay, there is a difference. Now if you see exact only version you will get here. That's it. Okay, only version you are getting here. And so yeah, tell me Nadine.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So this is you doing this in Red Hat? Everything you're doing in a Red Hat?
Yeah, it is in Red Hat only. It is Red Hat only.
So basically, you just open it and then you can run these in a Red Hat?
Yeah. So we can see actually in real time they will not run in the Windows. So Windows it will not work effectively. Okay. So Docker will completely run on the these systems on like Mac or Linux, any Mac and any Linux it is going to run.
This is the same virtual machine which we used initially.
For Ansible I use it, right? Two systems I use, Red Hat 01 and Red Hat 02. Same thing I'm taking.
Okay.
And in this we don't have to use two virtual machines. Only one is enough.
One is enough.
Okay.
That there, no, that is the like nodes and master, no.
Node and master, yes.
Like so, in that way we have to take.
So we don't have to put our email address like a global and all that stuff for Docker.
No need.
Okay, I was just wondering. You just open it and you start doing this. That's it.
Okay. No, directly see because previous batch I previously before starting your class I have one more batch also. For them I started. So the same already there. That's why I started immediately.
Okay.
It's already open. It is running. That's it. Okay. Now, so Docker version, and you can verify like this also. We have the command. What is that command? Docker info. Okay, information of the Docker. Okay, once you give this command, no, it will give you detailed information, all the properties, versions, memory, CPU, kernel version, everything. It will give you see all the details. Okay, if it giving all the details like this, then your Docker engine is running successfully. Okay, Docker engine. See, there we verified in the while when we installing Java, no, we gave the command to verify Java. Okay, and again I gave the command as Java C. Java C means compiler, checking the compiler whether the compiler is installed or not. In the same way, here we giving Docker info. If you give Docker info, if it shows all these things, no, then the Docker engine is running exactly. Everything is done fine, no problem. Okay. So like this, you can verify. We have commands here. See, I gave the commands verify version like this. Also, you can verify. And if you want to go with the process, also you can check the process internally whether it is the process, the Docker process are running actually or not. If you want to see current processes are running or not, so ps is the command. So only I'm not running any processes currently. That's why it is not showing very basic default processes. It is showing. Okay. This is the process ID and the terminal ID it is showing. If you want to see previous processes also, ps-ef. So I want to grab only, if I give like this, it will show you all the processes. So I want to grab like only I want a Docker process. So the Docker process is also there. Okay. So like this also you can check, verify. These all commands are verifying, okay, whether it is running or not, engine is working or not, everything we have to know. Okay. So, and once installed, and after that we verified with the commands. Okay. And we need to check, and we need to start the Docker now. So how to start the Docker? I told you just now, installing is not equal to running the Docker. Not only Docker, anything, any package. So we have to start that package. We have to run that package. So how to run the package or how to start the package? So we have a command called service. Service name is Docker. Okay. Status. First know the status, whether it is running or not. Okay. status status. Okay. Once hit enter, it will show you status whether it is running or not. So it is showing running. It is active. It is running. If it is not running, it will show you it is inactive and it's dead. It will show you like Ansible. I told no, the same way. And it is running the processes also. So everything is good. Everything it is running. Okay. If you want to run, just now I checked the status only. If you want to run, just give a start, S-T-A-R-T. Don't give started. Okay. That started and stopped and restarted. This terminology is for Ansible. Okay. If you want to start here any service, just start. Okay. Stop, not stopped. Okay. So like that. So like this also you can give, otherwise we have one more command also. Like this also you can start the service, or like this also you can start the service. Okay. So I installed the Docker and I verified it is successfully installed, and I started the Docker as well. Okay. Everything is done.
So if you want to stop, you just put stop. That's it.
Let me 1 second. Yeah. Tell me nothing.
If you want to stop the Docker, you just put the stop.
Yes. See, put stop here. Sorry, here. Stop. You want to restart? Restart.
Okay.
Everything. Okay. You can use either this command or this command. Anything you can use. Okay. Done. Clear, right? And yesterday we saw a lot of theory about the virtualization and the containerization, how without containerization people are working, and after containerization and virtualization, before and after, and the cloud virtualization and drawbacks of virtualizations, and what is the benefits of the containerization, Docker. All these things we covered in the last class. Okay. So now the same thing only I gave here, RAM. RAM here in the virtualization, it will take separate RAM. We are no need to give separate RAM here. Host system RAM only it is going to utilize. Okay. Guest operating system. So only.
Just a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering, now when you work with Docker, do you generally install the Docker service in your local machine, like in projects, or is it always in AWS?
No, it depends. So wherever you want, you can install. In yesterday's class only, I told that. So now in the cloud also, the people started using the Dockers. Okay, suppose we have the cloud AWS. So previously for the data centers, entire data centers of the AWS, they're maintaining in the virtualization only. See, what is virtualization? So if I want to install one operating system on another operating system, I need to use one mediator called hypervisor. This hypervisor I'm using. Okay, that is virtualization. So It depends. So we can use now the people, Azure people also, they started using this Dockers, and AWS people also, they started using Docker for the data centers. Okay, so we can use there also. Same, everywhere same. Instead of physically we installing here, they install already in the cloud. That's it. We are going to buy a service and we are going to use it. That's it.
So we kind of use some kind of maybe command prompt or something to connect to their Docker service if it's in AWS.
Yeah, see how in real time they are going to connect with the Docker. So the server will be in US, so they have to connect from the UK. How they will connect? By using the mediator tools will be Putty.
Okay.
We have Putty.
I know.
So
Putty, yeah.
Yeah.
And Telnet maybe.
Yeah, many are the Telnet view, SSH views are there, Putty are there, many are there. So mainly people are going with the Putty. So we can use with that. Okay. See, everything is same.
So as far as starting the daemon or starting the service and all of this stuff, we probably will never do as a DevOps.
Yeah, we will not do all the configuration, big configurations and all. We will not do the small things like user creation, some basic configurations like Git we gave, some configuration like that we are going to do. Okay, so rest of the thing, everything is same. If it is the cloud, the system is in the cloud. If it is in the local, we have to see everywhere the command is same. No, if I give ls, the command is same in cloud also, physically also, right? Okay, the process and the command and the concept and the method and everything is same. Okay, so focus on the concept, then that is more than enough. Technical stuff, focus on technical stuff. That will help you. Yeah, any other questions, guys? Okay. Where I am? Yeah, so like that, these binaries are included here in the virtualization. Here it is no binaries, lightweight images will be there. So like that, I gave the differences here. Okay, this and all I covered yesterday. That's why I'm going fast. Okay, and so up to virtualization there we covered yesterday, and now we have to enter into the images. Here mainly in the Docker we have two things mainly: images and the containers are very crucial. Okay, these two are very important here, images and the containers. So what is images? So here is a collection of files and the metadata. So the metadata means it's data about data. Okay, it made of layers. Okay, and on the top of the layers, it's going to perform all the actions. Okay, so let me tell you briefly. A Docker base image, we can call this image as a base image also. Okay, image or base image, both are same. A Docker base image is nothing but operating system. 1 second, guys. Yeah, a Docker base image is nothing but OS minus the kernel. And see, OS minus the kernel means, what is the meaning of this means? So I told in yesterday's class, so we have the containers like this. Okay, we have the containers like this in the Docker. Okay, in these containers, so we are going to download the images. Okay, okay, suppose I want here CentOS I'm downloading. Here I want Ubuntu I'm downloading. Here I want SQL Server database SQL I'm downloading. Here I want something like WordPress. I'm going with the WordPress. Okay, so whatever you want, whatever the packages and whatever the softwares you want, all the software is now available in the form of images. So you can download directly images. Okay, suppose in this case, I'm downloading CentOS. Okay, so I told yesterday its image is a lightweight and it's very portable. Okay, light means suppose the CentOS operating system actually it will be 5 GB. Okay, so 5 GB will be there. Okay, around example I'm taking. Okay, so here you are not getting entire 5 GB. If you download the CentOS image from if you download the CentOS, these images will be in the Docker hub. We have a Docker hub. We can call it as a Docker registry also. I will tell you later this one. From there, we are going to download. Our images will be there. Okay. All the images will be stored in the Docker registry, or we can call as a Docker hub. There you will get all the images. From there, we are going to download all these things. Okay. That we will see later. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. If you are downloading the image, okay, from the Docker registry to this container, you are not getting this entire 5 GB. If you get entire 5 GB, then why image will be lightweight? Then it will be heavyweight only. Okay, so here you are getting only the binary. Sorry, here you are getting only the bootable files. BootFS means bootable file system only you are getting, which is enough to run an operating system. Okay, this bootable file will contain like a 400 MB. And KB is also sometimes. Okay, and so, and the rest of the thing, and if you minus this 400 MB from the 5 GB of OS, and what will be the rest of the things? Library and binary files will be there. So rest of the GB is 4.6, right? Around GB. See, then this library and binary files are taking 4.6 GB. Okay, so all these things, who are going to manage? What is this binary library files? Who is going to manage all these things? So kernel. What is kernel again? Kernel is in heart of an operating system. For every operating system like Linux, Solaris, Mac, Windows, everywhere, every operating system, we have a kernel. It is in heart of an operating system, which is going to act as a mediator between the software and the hardware. Okay, from the hardware of the laptop and the software. I mean, software means operating system of the our laptop. So between these two, it is going to create a communication. So that we called as a kernel. Okay, so all this library and binary files is going to manage by this kernel only. Okay, so now I am not getting this library and binary files of 4.6 GB from the image. I'm not getting this. Only I'm getting the bootable files of 400 MB from the image of CentOS. I'm downloading only 400 MB of CentOS operating system to my container. Okay, that's why I told here the Docker images is nothing but OS minus the kernel. Okay, it is minusing this kernel. Kernel means this library and binary which is having 4.6 GB. You are not getting all these things here. Only you are getting this bootable files only. Bootable file system means which is enough to run an operating system. Which operating system? Whatever operating system you are trying to install. Here, my case is CentOS. Guys, understanding?
Yes.
Yesterday also we discussed regarding this. Okay, but I didn't told the terminologies yesterday. Okay, I told only the example of how much percentage you are getting. So now I'm giving the terminologies. Kernel, we call this as a whatever we are not getting from the image, that we call as a kernel. So binary and library files, and whatever we are getting from that image, that is called as a bootable files. So that is enough to run an operating system. And you can tell that. See, in Windows also you'll have all the binary files. Go to C drive in Windows, many binary files, everything will be there. Here inside it will be there, many files. We don't know what all these files will be. Okay, so like this, every operating system will be there. Without this, and one more point, guys, without this library and binary files, the operating system will not work. Then how this CentOS is going to work now? I told in this CentOS, which I am downloading as an image, in this CentOS image, I don't have library and binary files. Okay, then how I am going to run? Then how this CentOS will run here? Any idea, guys?
I think you talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's going to use
It's going to use
the
where host operating system library and binary files. Host operating system means this is my host operating system. this is my host operating system where I installed Docker. Okay, for this Windows system also we have library and binary files now. So this Windows library and binary files it is going to take. It's going to use this Windows library and binary files. Understand? Okay, if you go with virtualization VMware, okay, so in VMware it will take separate library and files and separate OS and separate hard disk and everything. Here it will take hard disk from the host operating system where we install the Docker. Okay, and it will take the RAM where we install the host operating system and OS also, everything, and library files also. It will take the host operating system library files. Okay, see, if you want to understand this concept, you have to go with the yesterday's class, then only you will get understand.
So if you install Ubuntu or Apache or SQL or WordPress, they're all going to take the same thing?
Yeah, all are same. Okay, if you SQL server database it is 10 GB, here you will not get all the 10 GB here. Then if you get 10 GB, then images will be heavyweight only, no? Okay, only few things only you will get there. Okay.
No, what I'm saying, no, what I'm talking about, you know how you said it's not going to use it's going to use only 400 MB, right?
Yeah.
And the rest, the kernel will not be there, right? Because it's going to use the file from our system, right?
Yes.
So all these Ubuntu, SQL, WordPress is going to use the file from our system, the same file. It's going to work in all of them. Does that make sense?
Same file, all of them. No. In different containers you can create and different images you can download and you can run.
No,
Is
no,
that
no,
you're asking? Yeah. Tell me again.
Okay, so I know you can create different containers and you can run the WordPress in one container, SQL in one, and Ubuntu in one.
Yeah.
But you know how you were explaining that if you do the Ubuntu, it's going to use whatever you're using, whether you're using a MacBook or whatever you're using, it's going to use the file exists in there, right?
Yes.
So when you download the different like WordPress, SQL, Ubuntu, all of this is going to use the same files, whatever is in my system.
Yes, exactly.
So it doesn't matter, it's just gonna use the same files.
Yes.
Because if you download this without containers, it creates a different files, right?
Yeah. See, without downloading the images also we can work normally. Okay. So directly also you can download the image and you can download many images also in one container.
Okay.
Okay, so and with one image you can go with, see, suppose in CentOS I downloaded one CentOS image. With this CentOS image only I can run 10 Dockers and 10 containers also I can run with the same image.
Okay.
Okay, so here I took as an example as a 400 MB, you will get less also. Okay, depends. So like this here it is going to take now. So that's why I gave here a Docker is a base image, nothing but a kernel minus operating system you will get. Okay, and it has only boot FS, which is enough to run an operating system. And so Docker images consist of different layers. Okay, the Docker image consists of different layers here. So the Docker Docker images. See, same thing what I explained just now. See, First, yeah, see, first we have to initialize the container. So how to initialize? See, both at a time you have to initialize. So if you want to run the image, then you have to run the container. Then only image will run. Where image will run? Image will run in the container only. Okay. And so we are discussing about the image, and the image having different layers. The first layer of the image will be the base image. I told no that will be bootfs. The first layer of the image will be bootfs, bootable file system will be there, and from the second and third and the rest of the layers on the top of this bootfs will be whatever the actions that we are performing. Actions means whatever, some if I install something, it will be another layer. If I am doing configuration, it will be another layer. If I am doing creating something, it will be another layer. Like that, rest of the layers will be on the top of this bootfs. So image having different layers, and the first layer, base layer, will be the bootable file system. Okay, on the top of that you will have many layers, that those layers will create based on our actions. Okay, clear? So here like this, and so same thing, Docker image consists different layers. The first layer of the image consists of a OS bootable file of that operating system. If it is CentOS, it's CentOS operating. If it is Ubuntu, so Ubuntu. And only through which it is going to recognize, right? So with that only it is going to recognize, right? If I download CentOS bootable file system, with that only it is going to recognize CentOS. Okay, and then it is going to treat as a separate operating system. If I install one, if I download one image to this container, then this container we can call as it's a operating system, CentOS operating system. One I told yesterday, one container is equal to an operating system. Okay, so now it is and that it is an operating system. Okay, and on the top of that, whatever we specify, so just now I told no, to specify whatever the actions you are specifying, rest of the layers will be on the top of that bootfs. Okay, see, I can understand a little bit confusion will be there. So once you go with all the hands-on, no, you will come to know all these things. Okay, no need to worry. And images are read only. So images are read. Once you download the images, no, those will be read only. So if you want to edit that images, no, then you have to run that image in the container. Then only you can edit. Clear? Images, if you download images, no, it will be by default it will be read only. If you want to edit those images, you have to run that image in the container. Then only it is possible to edit. Okay. And Docker images are lightweight and very portable. So those are very lightweight, portable. Why means this is the reason. You are getting only the bootfs of that related image. Okay, so this is about image, and let me go and create the containers, and there only we are going to download the images. See, we are not creating separately containers and after downloading images and we are assigning these images to containers. We are not doing like that. Okay, if you want to run the image, then you have to create the Docker only. In the Docker only the image will run. I mean, in the container only the image will run. Okay, so both at a time we have to do. Okay, you should not create empty container. Okay, you should run a container with the image only. Okay, how? We will see this hands-on now. Shit. What about this? Now I want to create an image. So image and container both I have to. Okay, so let me run the image first. Okay, so how? So we have the command here, Docker. So every time we have to give as a Docker here. Okay, Docker and run. So we need to give the run command, docker run. And so if you give like this, no, you will get the empty container. Okay, so it is not recommended. Don't run the empty containers. Okay, you have to run the container with image only. Okay, how? Docker run, containers, right? Yesterday I told you what is the containers, guys. See, the containers will be like this only. See, it is shipping. Yesterday I told how to ship, different shapes will be there. Okay, so if you go with the containers only, there is no gap here. See, there is no gap. See, everything is full dot here. Okay, there is no gap, so that's why they are going with containers. Okay, shipping also we will done with the container, same container only they're taking here. Okay, so you should not run container as empty here. Okay, docker run. So I need to give the image name. Okay, image, with image only you have to run. So I'm giving image as Ubuntu. Okay, docker run Ubuntu. Okay, now, so if I okay, it will run directly, but here one more thing also we have to give. So what is that? So it will run directly, but it will not attach to our terminal. So I want to attach this terminal. Terminal means this only, right? I want to attach this terminal to Docker container. So how to attach this? So by using the -t. -t means terminal. So what is the meaning of this command? This docker run container, this running the container, okay, with this image. So I want to, so with this image the container is running. Okay, so I want to attach this terminal to that container. Why we are attaching this terminal to the container? I want to work over there, right? So I want to work in the container means I want a terminal, right? So that's why. Okay, and only attaching the terminal is enough? No, I want to interact with the terminal, right, by giving commands and all. So I need interaction also. So that's why I'm giving I for interactive, T for terminal, interactive terminal. Okay, with the image Ubuntu. Okay, once you hit enter, so it will download from the Docker hub or Docker registry. We have a place called, you will not get all these images in the online. Okay, it's already exist for me. Okay, so you'll not get in the on the Google, wherever you want, you will not get. Okay, only we have the Docker registry that we will cover later. There only you will get. From there it is downloading. Okay, if it is already exist, no, it is showing already exist. Otherwise, if for you, no, it will download. It will show you there percentage also, how much percentage is remaining to download. Everything it will show you, and it will download. Okay, then it will show you the Ubuntu operating system is downloaded. Okay, like this it is going to show. Now if you observe, I am in Docker container only. See, previously if you observe me, I am in root user Vinod. That is my host system. Okay, so where I am working in Ansible, previously I'm working, no, that system. Okay, now I entered into the Ubuntu system. This is the, see, if you type host name, actually it has to show my name, right? I'm a student Machi, vinod.studentmachi.com. That is my host name of my system, right? It has to show like that actually. But see, it is showing something. What is this means? It is the ID. Every container will get one unique ID. This is container ID. Okay, so now I am in the container. Which container I am in? I want to check which container I am in. Actually I downloaded Ubuntu. I want to verify whether it is Ubuntu operating system or not. So we have the command like this. So etc. Okay, so what is that? OS release, OS release. I'm giving OS release also star. Okay, so now you will get, so which OS it is. See, name of the OS it is showing Ubuntu. So I am in Ubuntu operating system. This Ubuntu operating system is running on one container. Okay, I am not in Red Hat now. I am in Ubuntu operating system which is running on one container. Okay, so done. And the same guys, see, this is a Ubuntu container ID. Okay, and see, everything is same. So this is hash. Hash symbol means root user, and forward slash means root directory. You remember all these things, initial days of Linux. Okay, so if you go with present working directory, it will show you this one. If you want to go with root user home directory cd, see, now it is giving the tilt operator here. If you observe, tilt operator it is giving here. Okay, so like this, and if you give ls, nothing is there here because just now only I created newly. So in the root user home directory, nothing is there. Okay, give the present working directory. See, same, everything is same. Just I'm revising all those things. Initial days of Linux it is. Okay, now I want to move to normal user. There is no normal user actually. Okay, I have to create the normal user. Okay, so and for root user also, root user it is created, and I have to give the password here.
What is wrong with your voice? It's like I can't hear anything. Hello?
Yeah, what happened, Nadeem?
It goes away and come back. It's like earthquake going on, like going and coming, going and coming.
Okay, okay. Yeah, what about Ankit, Chef? Is it okay
Now
for
it's
you?
breaking. Your voice is breaking up now.
Ankit? Chef? Anita?
I'm able to hear you, Vinod.
Clearly, right?
Yeah.
Then what is the problem? Nadeem, you have to check your broadband as well. Because see, if no one is hearing properly, no, then it is mistake from my end.
I think Ankit got kicked out. Is Ankit there? No, he's not there.
Yeah. So for Anita and Chef, for them it is very clear.
Now it's good.
Okay, so you have to check your broadband connection, Nadeem. So for other people, it is good. Okay, see if everyone having the same problem, no, then I have to check it. Now, everyone, Chef, is it audible?
Yeah, it's audible for me.
Clear, right? My voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Nadeem, you have to check it. Your broadband connection has some problem.
I don't think it's my connection. I don't know, but it's okay. I'll see.
No, for them it is very clear, no. Okay. So we are in Ubuntu container. Okay. So it is we are in container now. So this is the container ID. So like this, I can go with all the users also. Okay. I can go with normal user. I can come back with root user. All these things also I can do here. Okay. So if you go with the forward slash symbol, here you'll have operating system folders. Okay. Do you remember boot, etc, home, live, all this is an operating system folders. Okay. So now I want to come out from this. Okay, now I want to come out from this container. How? So simply giving exit, exit. So once I give exit, so I come. See, now I am back to my home. See, if you give host name, no, now this is my original system. This is Red Hat. This is my original system. Till now, where I am in the container called Ubuntu container I am in. Okay, so like this, we are going to create the containers and we are going to run the images inside the containers. Okay, so if you want to see how many images, what are the images that you have, so we have the command called docker images. So it will show you the list of images here. So the repository and the tag of the image, and we can give the tag name also here, and the image ID. For images also we have ID, and created on Okay, so when it was created and the size also it is, okay, so everything it is giving clearly. Okay, so like this we have previously I downloaded this Hello World. Okay, something it is a practice purpose, and now I downloaded one operating system as a Ubuntu as an image. Okay, like this we are going to do. Okay, and if you want to check check the processes whether the any container is running or not. If you want to check any container is running or not, we have the command is docker ps process. See, it is not showing any containers, but showing only the columns, the container ID and the image and the command created, status, reports and names. It is showing only the column names. It is not showing any list of containers running because there is no container running. There is no container running. You will think that no, previously you entered into the Ubuntu, no, that Ubuntu container is running only, no. No. Once I give exit, the container is going to terminate. It will not run. Okay, that's why it is not showing anything here. That's why it is not showing anything. If you want to see the old one, whichever the containers I terminated, if you want to see all those things, give the command as docker ps only. Command is ps only, but give attribute it as a for all. For previous batches also I run few things. So all these things it is showing. See 8 minutes ago. Okay, so I done something. Okay, so and it is running on the command, and the image is Ubuntu, and so the container ID of the Ubuntu is this one. Okay, so all these details it is going to give. Okay, so docker ps-a means all it is going to give, which are stopped also already exited. Okay, if anyone is running, then only it will show you in the docker ps. So presently there is no container running. Okay, like this the containers will be there. Okay, once I give exit, no, the container is stopped. Okay, now if I want to enter into the container again, how? So first I need to start that container, and after that I need to attach that container to my terminal again. Okay, so how? See, so if I want to yeah, so if I want to if I want to enter into the same container again, Ubuntu container, so I have to, in what way I have to enter? Okay, in what way? So first I need to stop that container. Oh, sorry, start that container. Already it is stopped. I want to start that container. What is that? What is the command? Docker. Simple commands only, guys. Start. Start, and you have to give the name of the container because I didn't give any name for my container. So I will use the container ID name. So you can use the container ID or you can use the name also. See, remembering of these IDs is difficult, no? Like commit IDs in the Git. Okay, that's why we give tags over there. Like that here also we can give names. Okay, I can give the name for my containers also. Okay, I will tell you later how to give the names. Okay, for time being I don't have any name for this container. Okay, that's why I'm using the container ID only. Copy and paste it. Yeah, if it's showing like this means it is started. The Docker is started. I mean the container, Ubuntu container which I created previously, that is running now. It is started. Okay, but still I am in this system only, in this Red Hat system only. Still I am. So I didn't attach this terminal to that container. I want to attach. How? Docker attach. Okay, so same. Only previous command docker start container ID means that is it started the container. I want to attach now. For attach, you have to go with attach command. Okay, paste it. Now it is attached. Sorry, spelling mistake. See, now it is attached. See, again now I am in Ubuntu container. See, again I entered into a container.
Can you please run the Docker PS? I want to just see it.
Here it will not run. Docker commands will not run in the container. Outside of the container only you will get the Docker commands. Because it is operating system. We are in the Ubuntu operating system. In this Ubuntu operating system, I didn't install Docker.
Okay.
Understand? Nadim, you are getting or any confusions, guys? Nothing is there here. If you have any doubts, you ask me. Don't hesitate to ask. Okay, otherwise you will not get understand the subject. Okay. See, I am actually, this is my operating system as a Red Hat. Okay. In this Red Hat, I installed the Docker. Okay. So in the Docker, I am running one container. In that container, I am having a image as the operating system as a Ubuntu. This is my Ubuntu operating system. See, this is my Ubuntu operating system. Okay, so if I exit no, if I give exit no, the entire container is going to terminate. Okay, I don't want to, so I don't want to exit this one and I want to come out. How? Without exiting the container, without terminating the container, I want to come out. The container should run continuously. How? So we have a command like shift, hold P and Q. Okay, first P and after that Q. Okay, so how? Not shift, control, guys. Control P Q. See, I escaped from the container and I came to my original system, Red Hat.
So the container is still running?
Yeah, now it will run. Previously, I gave exit command, no? So once you give exit, no, the container will terminate. That's why if it is not showing in the PS command, Docker PS. Now it will show you, see, Docker PS.
Okay.
Because the container is running. See, up 3 minutes ago it was up. Okay, some port it is not showing on the name. See, here names, if you not give any name, no, it will take some other name like author names, some names it will display. Okay, 40 minutes ago it is created and bash, it is a shell only and the image is Ubuntu and this is the container ID. It is running. See, and here also it will show you Docker PS-A. You will get all stopped and started, everything you will get here. See, it's up and running. 4 minutes ago, it is up and running. All these are stopped. See, only this one is running. Okay. And one more thing, can I create with single? So I downloaded Ubuntu image. No, with this Ubuntu image, can I create multiple? Can I run with the same image multiple containers? Can I run?
Multiple containers?
See, I have an image called Ubuntu. With the same image, can I run multiple containers? Can I create one more Ubuntu operating system?
I'm pretty sure you can.
Yes, you can. If I want 10 operating systems of Ubuntu, I can go. Same command, docker run -it space Ubuntu. Again, one more container you will get. That is also same Ubuntu container only because you gave Ubuntu. Okay, so same thing I told you here. Okay, for one image we can have multiple containers. Okay, you can create based upon your requirement. Done. Clear, guys? Any doubts till now?
No, I don't know about the people.
Okay, so in this way we are going to do.
It seems like Docker uses mostly the Linux commands. The same thing, ps -a and stuff like that.
Yeah, same only. Okay, so if I want to download one more thing, I can download one more image also. How to download one more image? So like see, this time I'm giving the name for that. It is easy for me to access, no? If I give name. So Docker run. So name I have to give name like this. You have to give double hyphen name. So name is I'm giving some Nadim. Okay, and I'm giving Fedora. Okay, so images I'm giving as a Fedora, Nadim and Fedora.
My wife.
Okay, so now hit enter. No. I forgot to give this one. Name is Nadim, and I had to give attach this. No, so interactively I had to attach this. Okay, so this and the image name is Fedora. Okay, simply this time I'm adding the name, guys, extra. Previously I didn't add it. Now I'm adding the name. That's it. Okay, hit enter. If it is already there, it will show you. Okay, so if it is not there, it will go and download from the Docker Hub or registry. Pulling file system layer. It is pulling, guys, and there is no Fedora. That's why it is downloading. See. Yeah, so now let me check it out. Docker images. So I got the Fedora here. Okay, but I have a problem with the Docker newer image Fedora error. So some problem with the Docker response to normal command specified. Did I do anything wrong? No. Let me 1 second. Docker ps. This one is running 9 minutes ago. Docker. Here there is no. It's the old one only. I want that. Think some. Let me give new name. Is nothing one. No, 1 second. just not downloaded properly. One second. Oh, Fedora. There is no such file only. Okay. Let me download another like CentOS. I will tell you why I'm giving this. Docker run names name. Okay, name sent I'm giving. Okay. See, previously I created that's why it is showing all the images downloaded image. Just yeah. So already there. Okay. See, now it is entered into C. Now it is entered into CentOS. Okay. Now you can check it out. The host name, it will give the same ID, container ID only. Okay. If you check out the OS cat etc, there we have a star OS star release again star. So now you can see this is the CentOS operating system. Name equal to CentOS operating system, and you can see now the same everything will be there, same will be there. Okay, so now we are in the CentOS operating system. So now I am quitting from this. So instead of exit, I am giving the command as Control PQ. Okay. Now if you go and check the processors now, Docker PS, so you'll have see two are running. Previously Ubuntu is running. Okay, and now the CentOS also it is running. See, up running for 58 seconds ago. Okay, so about a minute is created and it is running now, and it see the name it is giving Nadeem Cent. Whatever the name I gave, Nadeem Cent, with the Nadeem Cent again. So now I can stop this by using the name, and I can start this by using the name. I can attach everywhere if I want. I can, instead of this one, I can use this name. Okay, the name also you can give. And I gave this a bin bash, no? So sometimes we have to, it's recommended to go with the bin bash, no? Means you get the secure shell over there, because we are running all this in the shell only, no? So you have to give bin bash. Okay, so if you habituate like that, no, that will be good only. So how many Docker images we have? So we have the CentOS, Ubuntu, and Hello World and Fedora, something 4 images we have, and go with the Docker PS-A. So everything it will show you all the history. It is 40 minutes it is running, and just 2 minutes it is up and running now. Okay, so like this.
So the same process to create any image, right?
Yes, any image, it will be the same process. Otherwise, you can go with the, first you have to download, by using the git pull also, you can download first and you can start the container also. Like that also you can do. So I will tell, we have many ways and we have many commands, okay, here. So we will see all those things, detached, attached, everything, many are there. We will see all those things, okay. Yeah, we'll see in the next class, guys. Okay, any doubts so far you can ask me. See, if you understand, it is very interesting, guys.
Vinod, can you send me today's video also? I couldn't connect the first half of the class because we didn't have electricity over here.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
All right, bye.